On this episode of Fail Proof Kitchen, we're gonna talk about ground meats and how to make them better. I'm gonna teach you how we do that as chefs to make it have great crispy texture, great flavor, and it's gonna look a lot nicer. It's gonna be caramelized and brown. It's not gonna be gray and dead.
Hey y'all, my name is Jenna Fail.
And I'm Chef Robbie Jester, winner of Pressure Cooker on Netflix, Beat Bobby Flay, and Guys Grocery Games. Today we're on that grind. We're gonna talk about ground meats and how to make them better.
I'm really excited about this because I meal prep ground beef every single week. I have for so many years, like almost a decade, and I don't get tired of it. And you're gonna show us how to do that with flavor.
With flavor, with texture, with color. Look. We gotta have a one-on-one right now. I see all your meal prep videos with your gray-ass ground meat
and your ugly-ass turkey, and if one more person takes that ground beef container and flips it upside down in a cold pot, I'm gonna lose my shit, okay?
So I'm gonna teach you how we do that as chefs to make it have great crispy texture, great flavor, and it's gonna look a lot nicer. It's gonna be caramelized and brown.
You're gonna want to eat it.
It's not gonna be gray and dead.
Yes.
So we're gonna move through it. So we're gonna turn our pan on high. We're gonna do it with two different things, and we're gonna kinda, Jenna talks in her videos about bases.
Yes.
So we're going to kind of show you what that means in the ground meat world. So I have some ground turkey here.
And these are
some
wholesome
ground beef.
ingredients. You can feel good about eating these. This is something that you can implement into your day in so many different ways, but it's protein. It's gonna be the base focus of your meals, and it's important, so.
Absolutely, and you could start, the ground turkey we're gonna do is gonna be like a buffalo ranch turkey. You could put that on top of salad. You could put it on top of rice.
Right.
You could mix it in with some tomatoes and some chicken broth and make it into a hearty soup, maybe with some beans added.
Yep.
There's tons of things that you can do with this, and my job is to make it so that you wanna do it, not something that you have to do. So we're gonna start, we have a screaming hot pan here on high heat with a little bit of olive oil. And this is olive oil, not extra virgin olive oil, so we cook with olive oil, or as I like to call it, experienced oil. And we save the extra virgin for finishing things, making vinaigrettes and stuff like that. So we have a little bit in our pan. One of the keys, if you could just chop up a little parsley, a little thyme for me, that'd be great.
What is your definition of a little bit?
So that's gonna be good, but let's take the stems off.
Okay.
And then probably, 3 little sprigs of thyme. So we have our ground turkey here. We have our screaming hot pan. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take pieces. Hear that sound? We're gonna take pieces and we're gonna break it up in the pan, in a hot pan, and we're gonna do it in batches. So we're not dumping all of this in at one time. We're kind of creating like little loose meatballs. We're gonna break them up, but we're gonna make sure that we don't overcrowd our pan. Overcrowding the pan is what I see happens most often and makes your meal prep kind of meh.
That's where you get the gray and the wet, and it's just, I don't want to eat that either.
And another important thing, notice that I'm just leaving it alone. I'm not moving it around a ton. I'm not over agitating the pan because I want to make sure that we get great color on this ground meat. Also, you don't want to season it ahead of time. So I see a lot of people will mix their meats in bowls, add in their seasonings and stuff like that, and then go into the pan. The problem with doing that is it pulls out all the moisture. So you end up with a mealy, dry ground product in the end.
Yep, I've been doing that, Robbie, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I've seen them.
Look, can we talk, can you just?
Look, the knife skills are great. If you haven't caught the previous episode, we do mincing on a previous episode, and she is doing fantastic. And did it pretty quick too, I'm impressed.
I've been practicing when you're not here, Robbie.
So we're gonna go ahead and move this around now. Break it up a little bit, but you can even see that nice brown color there. Once we get it all browned on one side, then it's gonna be safe to season it.
This is going to be so helpful for people because especially inside the first Phorm app, I get so many people that are just like, I cannot eat the same thing every day. But the thing is, you can if you season it different every day. This could be a burger. This could, like you said, go on a salad. It could go with rice. It could put with taco seasoning in a tortilla. Like, it's a base.
Yes.
You can't eat the same thing every day. Just season it up.
Yes, and you can just basically season this with salt and pepper, and you're gonna see like these seasoning blends, they're not something that needs to be cooked out or anything like that. So you're gonna see us, make this buffalo ranch flavored, but you could easily just cook a whole pound of ground turkey. Then you could add a seasoning to it for your lunch today.
Yep.
Or you can add, you know, your ranch packet for dinner tomorrow. You really can mix it up and just have the base to start with. All right, so now that some of the liquid has evaporated, we're good to like flip our turkey over, and you can see it's got a nice golden brown color there. And
smells great.
It's ready for us to season. So we're gonna season a couple different ways. We have some fresh herbs, we have some fresh parsley here. It's gonna make it look nice. It's also gonna add a little bit of freshness to it. We have a little bit of Southwest Ranch taco seasoning, and you can use whatever your favorite seasoning is. If you grew up with a certain seasoning blend, you can use that. Something you're familiar with that makes you wanna eat it is gonna, you know, just make you successful in the long run. We're gonna mix that in, let those spices toast up a little bit. Now we're gonna add our salt and pepper. You do want to be careful though, because some of these seasoning packets are really high on the sodium.
Oh, yeah.
So in this case, we added a little bit, and then we add some of our kosher salt, our fresh cracked black pepper. And then, because we're doing this buffalo, we have our paleo buffalo sauce here.
That smells so good.
Just a little bit goes a long way. Mix that around here. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like chicken wings.
It does. Well, you know that even just that parsley's made a huge difference. I mean, that looks
Yeah, now we have something that looks good,
amazing.
smells good. I'm sure it's gonna taste good. And that's just one variation. We're gonna clean this pan up, come right back, and then we're gonna do a little bit of ground beef. So I just repeated the exact same process, but with ground beef instead. And we have a little bit of our chili seasoning here. And this could be a million different things. You could do Tex-Mex tacos. You could, so a really cool thing is if you get protein chips, you can do like a walking taco. So you could add a little bit of tomato sauce to this, your favorite cheese, open up those protein chips, pour it over the top. You got something that feels gluttonous, but really is gonna be getting extra protein into your diet.
Absolutely.
We're just gonna work this around, but you can see like the beautiful color there. We're gonna throw in, can you chop up a little bit of that for me? A little bit of thyme. We're gonna go in with our parsley again.
And y'all keep in mind, this is healthy. Like you can eat this every day and feel good about it. You don't have to eat boring just because you're watching what you eat and trying to reach your goals. Sprinkle on top?
Yep, right in there. Those like light aromatic herbs are really gonna add a lot of flavor and a lot of brightness to what otherwise could be seen as something boring. So we're gonna turn this down, season with a little bit of salt. There's a lot of like pepper products in the chili seasoning, so I'm not gonna add it for this one. But a good note to make is, like, I didn't use all of our ground turkey, I didn't use all of our ground beef. You literally could just wipe this pan out, we're using a non-stick pan, and you could do your different flavors. So if you wanna go that step further, you can have everything flavored for all of your meals throughout the week, using the same pan, same process, just different flavor.
I hope the camera can see just how like crunchy those bits are, because you didn't pull that beef completely apart. And I tend to do that with my ground beef. I use a little pulverizer and like turn it almost to like powder.
Yes.
You know, I like that better.
This is almost like sausage. It has a lot of texture, and because it has texture and color, it's gonna have flavor.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing my ground beef like that. And I have been doing ground beef for 10 or 12 years in my meal prep.
Yep.
And that'll be the new way.
It'll be the game changer.
Yeah.
And that is a fantastic method for making delicious ground meat. So please, for the love of God, stop making that gray bullshit and go to this. I promise you, it'll make your meal prep more enjoyable.
I'm gonna have to go in here and get some. Robbie.
Your ground meat is now like you're eating a delicious burger instead of a bunch of gray stuff on top of your rice.
And the thyme really just comes through.
Yes. Awesome.
Make this. And while you guys are here, don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
And ring the bell for post notifications. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye, guys. Next time on Fail Proof Kitchen.
This is my fail-proof kitchen, motherfucker. Yeehaw! Hey, y'all, I'm Jenna Fail.
And I'm Chef Robbie Jester.
And this is Fail-Proof Kitchen.
Today we're gonna make some delicious competition-style oven-roasted barbecue ribs.
What makes it competition style?
So competition style means we're paying a little bit more attention to it. We're just not throwing them on a smoker and letting them go. We want ribs that still have a little bit of bite to them. They're not fall off the bone. Just a little more complicated than every other rib that we would do. Better.
A fucking lot of
better.
Just better.
Just fucking better. All right. You could be a little more aggressive with that.
Bad girl.
It's feeding time.